with our wrap this morning, shall we? So we're going to put ourselves in Pilates stance because we're going to hopefully need it a little bit if things go the way I planned. I mean, we're always going to need it, but being able to find it. So when we're standing, right, take a nice breath in, get your breath, and then do it again, nice breath in. Good. Here comes Marky's breathing up the stairs. And then as you're inhaling, start letting that pelvic floor open, right? Pubic bone and tailbone separate. And then exhale, they come together and gather upward. And if you just try to do that as if it were only a Kegel, it's not the same. It's really thinking about the insides of the bony attachments and drawing them together and upward. That's it. Good. And some of you, just by getting that right, will feel the smallest little lift through your seat, right? Just a little foot. So it's so dark there. Good. Yeah. And for me, that's not easy to do consistently. I'm much better at doing sort of the halfway Kegel than the full pelvic floor. So just notice when you get the whole package and when you're just Kegeling. Yeah? All right. Or, I don't know, what's the equivalent of a Kegel for a man?
It's the same thing.
It's the same thing? You just have different
things.
Men, I think, have it a little easier because they have testicles. So all they have to do is think about pulling up your testicles, right? It's that same thing, and then closing the door behind them.
Ow!
Well, no. If you could pull them all... Sorry. We digress. But I'm just saying. You would pull them all the way in and then shut the door, and then they'd be safe. If you just visualize. Okay. Anyway... We're finding that space because if we get that right, we already start to have the waking up of our deep hip muscles, right? The deep muscles are turning on. So finding that sensation, we're gonna have a little plie. Inhale, open everything, right? Let it all spill out. Exhale, pull it together, bone to bone. Give a little press through your hands, just small, not big. Good. See if you can feel all that lifting up. Some of you, when you get that really well, will feel the front of your hips stretch open. Yeah, this starts to stretch open right at the hip flexor. That's it. Yep. Take your time with it. You're just inhaling on the way down, exhaling as you come up. That's not so loud in your ears. Good, and one more. Good, all right. Then we're gonna take ourselves into that plie. Good, now releve, squeeze the back of your legs together. Keep your heels in contact. Only come as high as you can put those heels together. Pull them together from the back of your thigh. Inhale, release your arms a little bit. Exhale, press your arms, draw up that pelvic floor again, and feel how the back of your legs should turn on more. Yes? And then come back down to earth. Good. Plie again. Inhale, good. Exhale, releve, drawing the heels together. Stay up in that releve. Inhale. Exhale, gather everything up. Good. That's it. Good. And then all the way back down. Good. And one more time. Inhale, plie, open up. Exhale, gather it up. That's it. Good. Inhale, little release. Good. Exhale, gather and come back to earth. Good. All right. So does everyone feeling some part of that lift? Hopefully, especially through the back of your leg. I heard one yes. It's okay if you don't, because if you don't, I need to think of some other ways to try to get you to feel it. Yes? Yes, right? Where everything just starts to... So those are your little deep stabilizers at the hip. Okay, that becomes important when you're on one leg, right? Being able to find those. But we're going to go to 2. We're staying on 2. We're opening into parallel now. So now same thing. Feel like you could drag your heels along the floor toward each other. Hi, good boy. Hi, beautiful. Yeah, good. And then release. Inhale, exhale, drag them along the floor toward each other. Good. And then release, yes. And I love that you're keeping them still and not actually moving. And so you should have a similar sensation, or maybe even a heightened sensation of this wrap at the hip and up into your pelvis, yes? Okay. So I'm assuming that's a yes from everybody. So then all we're going to do is short foot on your left. Take a step forward on your right. Keep pulling the idea of your short foot off the ground. You should feel your glutes waking up. Now from the little supports into big muscles. And then rock back. Same foot again. So short foot on the left till you feel like you're going to rock. Keep pulling that heel up, pulling your arches up and your heel slightly inward. And then step back. Yeah? We'll do two more on this side. Just to see if you can wake that up. Some of you might notice more intently the inner thigh turning on. Good. Good. And then we'll switch to the other side. Find your short foot on the right. Pull the arch up until the heel lifts. Good. And then rock back. Yeah, good. I see some glutes coming on around the room. Good. That arch lift, good. That's it. Good. And one more. Good. So hopefully that's doing 2 things for you. Waking up even more that foot to core connection. And then 2, giving you more awareness of your nice happy glutes. Yes? Or inner thighs, right? The inner thigh lifting is also part of the other half of your pelvic stability laterally. So let's come to a roll down. So start with a bow. Pardon me. Start with a bow. Give yourself a bow. I'm so excited. I just want to jump ahead. And let yourself unfurl, open up your chest, glutes on, wrap your heels here. Good. And then roll down. And then up and wrap your heels as you lift your chest. You're going to notice that if you don't, it's very easy to just push your hips forward, right? If you do, it keeps you solid all the way up to here. Good. That's it. Nice. Good. All right. And then let's roll that all the way down. Let the arms come forward. So just nice, easy, long spine reach. Good. Inhale and exhale. Round your way back up. Good. Again, wrap those heels at the top. Lift your chest. You can press your arms wide before you start back down. Yes, nice. Good. Good. And then wrap. Hi, baby boy. Hi. Oh. It's hot, Joe. It's hot, Joe. Mama's got to be class, baby. Does he have to go outside? He did go?
He hasn't been outside.
Oh.
He did go outside.
Sorry. All right, so then we're actually going to roll down all the way to the ground. I want us to end up on the mat. So Lisa, you're going to want to grab your mat. Yep. All the way down. Hands are going to walk out toward your mount. And then pause there in your plank. Give yourself a scapular push-up. You're just pulling the shoulder blades together and then pushing them away. All right, good. And then hold them somewhere in the middle of those two places. That's your neutral wide shoulders. Then rock to the first, second toe on your feet. Imagine pulling your heels together without actually moving your feet. What do you feel? Hopefully you feel that deeper belly turn on, transverse abdominis kick on, little inner thigh, little glute. Okay? Yes? No? Are you still searching? Okay, so So find your first and second toe, maybe even your third one. Push them into the ground. By pushing them down, then thinking short foot, right? Lifting your arches maybe. There you go. Anybody else have that same sensation? Better? Yay! That's great! Good. Okay, good. All right. So can we do one more plank? Just one more? Just want you to get in it and feel it. Again, set your shoulders first. Make sure they're wide on your torso. Then rock to those toes. And then press the toes down or lift the arches, giving a little squeeze towards your heels. How's that feel? Good. Like a lot of work. Yes, there's a lot happening. So we're going to do one more. We're going to flip onto our back, head toward the mount. I'm putting this down because I feel like on the Zoom, if you watch the replay, I'll be blending in. So, hi. So let yourself have a seat. Head toward the mount. On your back. Hi, baby boy. Hi, beautiful, beautiful. Hands and straps.
That's right.
Whoop, whoop. All right. So starting with feet flat on the floor, knees bent, heels pulled together. Exhale. Come up in the smallest little bow. It's more about coming up just till you feel the beginning of the pressure on the strap. And I want you to maintain the energy of your feet and your heels. Yeah? So inhale, exhale up. Hold it for inhale. Exhale, re-engage, and come down. Yeah? Inhale, exhale up. Inhale, release. Exhale, re-engage, and come down. Now, if you can keep your feet during a good inhale, do that. Some people need that exhale to re-engage, but your goal is to stay connected to your feet while you inhale. So even as the pelvic floor opens, you will not let go of that connection over time. And here's what's interesting. As you do it, you might feel your toes spread on that inhale. They might stretch out a little bit more as a response to the pelvic floor dropping, and that would be okay. Good. Last one. All right, so now extend your legs straight along your mat. Put your heels together and wrap the back of your legs. So this one, heels are together. I want you to use your thigh bones. All right, now some of you, your toes pushed together, which is the exact opposite of wrapping your hips. So, I know. I see everyone's toes. Not mine. So, yep, so you're just wrapping your hips around, pulling that femur into the back of the socket. So if your toes push together, that tells you you're actually shoving your femur forward and probably inward here. Or you're pushing it out of the socket. So feeling instead if your toes separate naturally as you wrap your hips under, that's a better sign that you're going in the right direction. Okay, because then we're going to come up in a bow. Now it should be a little easier to find your wrap. Your abs are on and helping. Inhale, release your arms a little. Exhale, press, find your wrap again. Good. Could you push your heels down and come back up? So the pushing your heels down is just to help get your abs to wake up more. But if you're keeping your wrap, that's good. You might feel your pelvis lift up a little bit because your glutes are getting pulled underneath you and engaging, so they'll bunch up and lift the hips up off the mat a bit. Good. Good. Now staying lifted right here, squeeze those legs, float them off the mat, scooping your abs in. Good. Lower the legs and come back down to the ground. Good. Big inhale. Exhale up into your bow. Good. Inhale. Exhale. Squeeze your legs from the back. Good. If your feet are curling inward, make them look out, right? The chain from foot to hip is important. So if they're curling in, separate the toes. Good. That's it. Yes. Good. I saw that, Deshelle. Good. Then I'm just going to assume that it's good because I can't see you except your hands. Good. And then one more time. Inhale, exhale, up. Inhale, lift. Good. So in that little hover, were you able to feel how the hams and the glutes are on? Yay. Yes. Great. Good. Okay, good. So, fantastic. That's exactly what I hoped for. So let's do one more little lift. Inhale, exhale, wrap those hips, heels together. Inhale, exhale, float. Good. Now take your right leg, push it up 1 foot and reach it longer. Away from you, as far as you can. Good. Bring them back together. Other leg up, just 1 foot, maybe only 8 inches, just reaching it away together and down. Come all the way down. Yeah. I think you already know the answer, but I'm going to tell you anyway. So when you feel your low back here, there's a bracing that happens. People push their ribs up and then try to hold their abs in without using the abs to really pull down. So that will stress your back. So if you can set your ribs down first, feel it as you come into the bow, these low ribs coming down, and then find that pelvic floor, pull it, so if you could pull it under your ribs, like to lock it down. Jachelle's question is a good one because there's always a moment when some day comes that we forget to turn our body on properly. Maybe we're tired, whatever. Yeah, can you feel that? Does that help? Can you do both legs together without the low back? Yeah, okay. So that's also a glute thing, because when you're that low, you need that seat wrap. It literally helps hold, it makes it easier. Like you can hang out here for a while when that wrap is happening. it almost holds your legs up for you. It's the craziest sensation. Even though you've got hip flexor on, quad on, the lift of the glute helping it out helps. So we're gonna let ourselves come back upright. So that's all for being flat on our back that we'll do today. So if you want to, well, not maybe, for this moment. So we're gonna let your knees fall to the side. Just take a twist, and then we'll twist the other way. Good. And then you can roll all the way over, putting your straps in one hand. And then you can bring your knees under you and then roll up to a sitting, roll up to a stand. Yep. And then they can go back into two hands. I need a sip of water. So maybe let's do this. Let's take ourselves, put our back to the mount. Hi, precious. You're so precious. Who's a needy boy this morning? Baby. We're going to start nice and tall. We're going to exhale, push forward a little bit, and then stand up. So not a big push. I'm not trying to get all the way out here. We're going to exhale, pull your abs back, ribs tuck in, and then come up. So making sure those hips come back. That's it. Good. That's it. And because we're squatting in this direction, it's not going to look like a normal squat, right? If I had no straps, no resistance, it would be much easier to keep my weight back, yeah? But if you keep thinking it, all right, so now just hold wherever your squat is. You have your fist slightly forward. Now push one a little bit more. Hopefully you feel your ribs pull in. Good. Push the other one a little bit more. Again, hopefully you feel that lifting up. Can you consciously draw your pelvic floor up, right? So again, bone to bone, not just a Kegel. What happens? Some of you might feel your low back gets almost a sensation of getting longer. And the first one might feel strange. You don't know how you're going to hold yourself. But then the next one, you might feel, oh, my legs are coming alive. My low belly is coming alive. Maybe even all the way up to your high abs. Yeah, okay, good. Because then you're going to find your short foot on your left. Punch with your left hand. Allow that short foot to push you forward with your right. Come back. Repeat the same side again, yeah? Find your short foot, lift the arch, push the toes, and allow it to step you forward. That's it. Good. Yeah, so hopefully what we're feeling is how that back foot helps wake up that back chain, or this nice middle section. Yes, good. Yes, because it's leading the way, right? So my left foot, arch lifts, pulls back, and then the heel comes up. So if you feel, is that Chloe? So, hi there. Hi, you. So if you guys have 6 good efforts, right? Maybe you did 8, but you got 4 or 6 that you really felt connected. Go ahead and switch to the other side. Hi, why are you so needy, my precious? Okay. So now it would be right short foot, right heel raising in the back. That's it. Hi, what is it?
There's volcano coming.
There's a volcano coming. I know. Oh, well, you know, it is earthquake weather. Yeah? Oh, we were just making a joke because Muchacho's so needy this morning. Usually he's just a busy boy, but he was just trying so hard to get our attention. And it's earthquake weather, you know, when the weather changes. At least it used to be like that in LA when the weather starts going up and down and changing fast. That was earthquake weather. So autumn and early spring. Hi, I don't know what you want, and I can't give it to you. Good. How are you guys feeling? Are you feeling like there's some talking in your body going on? Good. What I like that I see, Lisa, is that if you're grounded here, I see way less of this, right? Yeah. Okay. So now, let's bring our feet together. Come up tall. Good. Press away. Just give yourself a chest press. Feel your glutes wrap back. Good. And again, in Pilates stance. Good. Now, can you consciously wrap your heels here? Pull them together. And that might make you feel less stable than you're used to. You might have been stabilizing a different part of your foot, different part of your anatomy. I want you to try it this way. Feel how it changes. So for me, if I get this wrap, suddenly the whole front of me gets long. I feel it from the inside, yeah? Good. The other thing you might notice is the side of those hips a little more. Press out, float forward into your plank, lift up onto tiptoes. Yes, now wrap your heels, pull them together just like your pelvic floor. You're pulling front to back, in and up. The heels are pulling side to side, under and in and up. Yeah, like you're pulling a ball up to your privates using your heels. Good, not your ankle bones, your heel bones. All right, good. So then plie, you're in your floating plank plieing. So keep your heels connected. Rewrap them as you come back up, still in your floating plank. So you've done this one before. I just am asking you to do it with more consciousness in both directions. Don't tuck your tail. Untuck your tail for me, Deshelle. Untuck it. So when we go down, watch this. Can you see how my butt's going under me? That sends me right into my knees. Right? That puts all the load there. So if I can keep my heels wrapped, it's so hard to tug my tail. I have to fight to tug my tail, which is good. I don't want to have to tuck it. Yes! Look at who's showing up now, Deshelle. I see those glutes. Yes! Look at that! They're so cute! Okay, right? And not just cute, but that sets you up for more power. So now, if everyone is having a sensation of that feeling, open into parallel on tiptoes. Now see if you can find the same thing. And then Deshelle, if you would rather stay in the Pilates stance position, if that helps you for a couple more, please feel free. Sitting back, tails back, find your toes, right? First through third. Imagine wrapping your heels as you come up. Yeah, muchacho. I'm trying to balance here. That's it. Good. That's it. Untuck, untuck. So keeps that sensation. There's a big ball between your heels. Lisa, try a wider stance, just about 2 inches wider. There you go. Good. I would put it between your heels. Yeah. If you have a ball and you want to use it, put it between your heels, because that gets that. That's a classic PT exercise. Getting that wrap sensation, getting the feet. The only thing you want to watch when you wrap is some of us will roll to our pinky toes to do it. When we're looking for that wrap and pulling the heels together, the idea is that we're grounding the big toe first and then pulling the back of your feet together. And you want to make sure it's in your heels, not your ankles, right? You don't want your ankles to be doing like, okay. Chacho. Is this because I have a headache today? It's all right. It's all right. Mom's okay. Does that help, that visualization? Or if you grabbed a ball, does that help? No? Did you say no? Oh, you think so? No is okay. It's okay. Tell no. That just means I have to think of something else. All right. Yes, so come on down for a rest. You've been tiptoeing for a while. Let your calves have a little break. Yeah, you can lift the ball of your foot. A yoga block would work just as well. A tennis ball is a nice size also. Much smaller than a tennis ball. It's hard. It's almost too small to manage in between the heels. Awesome. Good. And then does that help you feel up here? Like little. Yes. Okay. Good. Good. All right. So we're gonna put our sides to the mount. We're gonna have some big motion now. Some big motion because that will feel good. We're gonna do a plie to your. This is my left. This is your right, and I'm going away from the mount. Yeah. Just a nice easy plie. Good. And then back together. So now, look at this. We have this opportunity to pull that leg all the way in. This one that's grounded next to the mount. If you find that imaginary heel, maybe there's an imaginary giant ball, and you're using this leg to pull in, you'll get inner thigh, outer hip. I hope. That's the goal. Yeah. That's right, Giselle. You got it. So think short foot, right? If you think short foot on the way in, on the foot that's closest to the mount, it should pull you. Yeah. Good. And one more. Good. And then let's stay out here for a sec. Good. And then just simple Palloff press. 2 fists go forward and then pull back into your chest. Good. Bonus points if you're still thinking about your feet. Good. That's it. And now let's get a little deeper. Drop deeper in. Press down as you stand. Lift those arms up chest height, dropping deeper. Press down as you stand. That's it. No, we're not going to let them swing back. We're going to hold them right in front of us. So drop, stand. Good. Wrap your heels on that stand. Why? Because that'll help keep your knee torquing. I want you to practice it now because in a minute it's going to be very important. Wrap. Good. And one more. Wrap. Good. All right, drop back into the plie. Good. Now, 2 arms, press away as you pivot. Big circle. Good. Sweep them down the front of you towards your mount. Good. And then back across the front of you, out wide. So they come down in front of your body, little low half circle, and then up, straight across. Raw. That's it. Good. That's it. Nice. Good. Now the next one, hold it when we get away. So we're here, pushed away from our mount. Now lift the arms up. Feel yourself have to turn on that back glute. Don't turn your body yet. Then rotate. Then bring them down into the slack. Good. Now you're going to push down low. So instead of in front of you, it's going to just be a big circle. But I want you to hold yourself till those arms are up. You should feel your abs kick on and your glutes kick on. Then rotate. Then bring them down. Yes. Good. And then do that again. Good. Hold. Feel. And then rotate. Good. One more time. Good. All right. And then deep plie and then back to home. La la. Yes. How are we doing? Are you feeling where you can integrate that foot to pelvic floor to glutes to center sensation? Okay, good. Good. All right. So now we get to go the other way. So I've got my right hand. If you're mirroring me, it would be your left. My left side is to my mount. I'm stepping out with the right into plie. And then finding the short foot on the foot that's closest to the mount, right? To pull me back up. Yeah. Again, it's almost that feeling of dragging your foot, even though it's glued in space, right? When you're on your way back to the mount side foot. So what's really happening is the arch is lifting, and that causes the two ends to come together. Yes. So, but if you were clawing your way with hands, right, you can picture how that creates an arch here. You're bringing these two pieces together. The same thing is happening to your foot. I know. Can you imagine if we still had like true monkey feet? It would be so much easier to cue. We'd still have thumbs. They'd just be our bottom thumbs instead of our top thumbs, right? Our ground thumbs instead of our air thumbs. But you could. All right. So the next one, let's stay out. Good. And we're gonna raise up, pressing down. Good. Come down, lifting up. Draw yourself up. So again, this is the moment where I really want you to practice the straightening of your legs, because some of us will revert to rotating in. Can you keep that heel wrapped under? You'll feel the forefoot pulling back to the heel, Diana, kind of answering your other question. But Deshelle, especially to help you get this knee untwisted. Yeah, cute. Good. And then Diana, you watch I think it's your right one that's leading. It looks, yeah. See if you can find a little extra on that guy. Only because on that side it's pulling your tail under. There you go. Ooh, yeah. Much nice. Good. You guys, it's a room full of nice glutes. Look at that. Good. All right. So the next one, we'll stay down. Then we're going to pivot away. Yep. Then this is where we pivot back. Wait a minute. I'm missing one step. No, we have to add on. That's why. We're going to pivot away. And then pivot back. Good. And then on the next one, let's take that. How missing? We came out, yeah, and then down and then swept forward. Whew, why am I forgetting? Here, so long arms out, sweep it down across your belly, bring it back up. That's it. Whoa, come on. On that back foot, make sure your big toe is helping you as you pivot, because it's easy to just jam into the base of the metatarsal, the base of the toe, the ball. Give yourself even more power there. Yeah, okay, and then the next one, we're gonna come away, and then this time we're gonna raise those arms up high. Push into it a little with that back toe. Feel how you get the ribs on. Then rotate around over your head. Sweep it down. And forward. Good. All the way up. Good. Rotate. Good. That's it. Find that back foot. That's it. Good. Are you making sure that your arm's all the way up, that you're all the way engaged before you rotate? Yes, I see, I see. Good. Can you do one more? Just so I can see you. Good. All right. And then we can come back to home. Good job. Okay. So we're going to pause. Let your legs have just a second of rest. We're just going to back up. Give ourselves high biceps. Our back is to the mat. Arms up high. Elbows bent. Now I'm going to start in Pilates stance. This is not Pilates stance. In parallel. Thinking about Pilates stance. Right. So I've got my wrap going. And I'm going to pull. Yep, that's it. Elbows at 90 and then squooshing them in. Good. Now here's what I don't want. I don't want you leaning back, and I don't want you stabilizing from your knees. Do you see how I've bent my knees and I'm leaning back from here up instead of being straight? So straighten your legs, wrap your legs. It's going to feel almost locked, but your muscles are on and keeping them from hyperextending. So quads are lifting up. Again, glutes wrapping back. Core is on. All the things. Good. Good. Hold those arms in. Now just slide them up. Should feel a nice deepening in your belly, right above the belly button. Maybe above your pubic bone, right? Depending on you. Good. Keep pulling towards your face. Yes. That's it. The higher those arms get, the more you pull. Good. If you're getting tweaky here, where it doesn't belong, or here, let your fists open outward slightly. So they might be starting to do this as they lift. See if they can open out slightly from the scaps. Yes, look at that. Nice, Diana. Good. Yes, Deshelle. Good. How are your shoulders, Lisa? Look at you go. Yes. Awesome. You guys, great. Good. All right. Let those arms go long. We're going to take a swan dive, hinging forward, pushing your hands out to the side. Hands come around the back like a boomerang. Then let them slide up your back as far as they can. That's your boomerang lift. Push them back out to the corners. So abs on as you push out. Good. And then round up your spine. Good, as they come forward. Yeah? So we're going to do that again. A swan dive with the arms circling out so we end up in boomerang. So hinge. Hands out to the sides. Good. They reach behind you together. Slide up your back far as you can. Good. And then press back down. Out to the corners. Good. All the way up. We're going to do 2 more times. 2 more times. So inhale, exhale, hinge. Circle back. Good. Bring them up your back far as you can. Elbows pulling up. Good. Press down, abs on. Good. Circle out. That's it. Control that circle. Good. And last one. Keep the collarbones open. That's it. Nice. Bring them up your back. There you go. Good. And then down. And then around. And up. Okay. Good. So I'm just going to move my sticky mat out of the way because I want my textured mat under me because we're going to be doing a little balance. So we're going to put the strap on your right foot. And here I am going to preface by saying, if you are still not feeling connected foot to hip, you might choose to do this one without your strap and just go through the motions of the leg, yeah? And see what happens. Because the strap side is the distracting side. The standing side is going to be what's important. Right foot has the strap if you want it. I know. Now, did that make you worried? No worry. That's why we all have options. Okay. So you can hold on to your other strap for balance. In this case, you probably want it in front of you. Your hold up here for a little extra. And we're going to find Pilates stance at a quarter turn away from your mount. So, sorry, if you start with your back to the mount and then quarter turn toward the mount. So not all the way half, toward the foot with the strap. That's right. Okay. Now find your wrap. Pull your heels together. Feel your arch lift. Yep, good. Okay. And then we're just going to leg slide along the floor to that corner. And then come back. Good. Good. And what we should hopefully notice is the act of stabilizing automatically should create some sort of short foot going on in the standing leg. The moving leg is our distraction, right? That's not what's important. What's important here is how are we holding on. So when Diana was talking about her thigh earlier, 45 minutes ago, right now, because of the angle of work, we need this line to pull in, to hold us from torquing, yeah? If you want less torque, try starting halfway to the mount, side to the mount instead. It's not going to be, you're still going to have to wrap. And if you want even less, try quarter to the mount. Yeah? You see where you can work on that continuum. Yeah, there you go. Good. All right, now if you feel good about that, then try your leg out and then lift it. Check what happens in your body. So I can feel myself wanting to spin back to the mount. This is where you ask yourself, do I maybe need to adjust toward the mount, or can I find that hip to hold me steady? Woo! Steady, girl. That's it. Good. Good. Keep pulling that kneecap up and the hip back. Good. One more. Good. And then we're going to do développé. So développé is just developing the leg. The foot comes sliding up with your knee to the outside, and then we develop the length, right? The length extends out. Good. Bring the foot back in, and then slide it back down your foot. Yep, and you'll do it again. Slides up to the outside. Good. And then extend forward. Good. Bring it back in. Knees still to the outside. And down. Yes. Good. So I'm going to give you a front view just so you can see what my leg is doing. Hi, I need to lift this leg up. So it's sliding up. See how the knee is looking out as I go forward? Looking out as it comes in. And then back down. Heels together. Thighs lifting. Good. How are we doing? How's your supporting side doing? You're putting it all together here. Good. All right. So then this one is gentler. So we come into that développé, we extend that leg forward, and then we're just going to sweep it back. Yay, we're going into the slack. Good. And then sweep it forward. Good. Sweep it back. Good. That's it. And sweep it forward. There you go. Just controlling. Good. That's it. Good. All right. The next time it comes to the back, you're going to circle forward. I don't know if I have room to. So you're going to bring it around to the outside. It might go slack, and then there's going to be a moment where, holy cow, you feel the tension coming back on, right? If you need to, put that foot down and adjust yourself, because again, we're working counter rotation. We're thinking about the things that hold us and keep us from falling and twisting joints. This allows you to be a better soccer player because all that cutting back and forth makes more resilience. Yeah? Good. You feel it? You feel like you got 4 of those, then you can pause, take that strap off your foot, and swing your standing leg. Just let it swing. Swing with your toe in, and then swing with your toe out, and then go back to the one where it feels like it needs it more. So if you're like me and fighting this twist, rolling in might feel good. And then also stretch this open a little bit. Okay, ready for the other side? Yes? How are we doing? Everyone managing okay? Okay, and everyone understands your options, right? You do not have to stay in that quarter turn. You can move yourself closer or rotate yourself closer to the mount, right? Or you can take your strap off altogether, because it's the standing foot, the standing leg that's more important here. So if you're setting up, start away, try quarter turn, and then of course you can go closer. So we're going to start with a leg slide on the floor. Ooh. Just on the floor, yep, just point forward. I know, it was a journey, you guys. This is where it began. Mark's already like, I'm lifting. And on this side, I'm on my right. People talk about dominant sides. It's really the comfortable range of motion and how we use it. So this is what people would call my dominant side, but it's only dominant in a bad way. It's better at jamming the joint in and not using the glute. This side's actually better at using the glute. But I've gotten so efficient at doing it wrong. So I want you to pay attention as you practice. Why does it feel easier if it feels easier? And then check it. Could it be a better thing? And it might not feel easier after that. So for example, I see some knees kind of bending so that tails tuck. Can you push your heel down? Yes, yes, I see you, Michelle. She's like, me? Yep. Or hips floating forward, right? Let them stay back over your heels. I'm watching you guys on my little screen in the back. Good. So if you're ready, you can add that leg lift if you haven't already. And then I'm showing you on purpose how I'm defaulting into what I'm used to doing, right? Which is that tuck on this side. I think Diana does that a little bit on this side. Where is your body? I'm trying to figure it out here. And Deshelle does it, but adds a little knee bend. So letting yourself stay over there. I gotta look at the big screen. What is happening there? Uh-huh. Yeah, that's great. So if you, just for the sake of the replay, right? If this is not enough stability for you, Lisa's using a wall and it's helping her so much because her balance is already in place with the help of just a finger on the wall. It doesn't need more than that. I can see her hand. It's just her fingertips. She's not like leaning on the wall. Yeah, good. Okay, so where were we? We were like, okay, so ready for developpe. Yes. So that foot slides up, the knee is to the outside, and then unfold. It's like a glute stretch on this side. And then it comes back in, and then all the way down. Slide. Good. So again, watch where it's easy. I'm like, I could do this all day. Oh, but if I see myself on my screen, I'm actually back bending right here instead of using my hips. Whoa. And then I get unbalanced because my body's not good at it. Right? It's way better at this. It's super strong right here, but it's not healthy long term. Yes. Does that make sense, you guys, about understanding that you're dominant where you feel stronger? You might be just perpetuating a pattern of movement that might not serve you well over time. Me too, right? Me too. We all do that. Okay, come on, girl. Are you okay, Deshelle? Okay, just checking. Yeah, okay. So shall we have that leg forward and back? So just take it forward now. Back. Ah, my glute. And forward. Anyone else on the way back, even though you're going into the slack, feel their glute turn on? Yeah, it's been busy. Good. But even more than that big glute, all the little pieces that help it out. I know. Supporting side, right? Supporting side. So even though this motion is simpler than the developpe, we still need to stay with that foot on our standing side. Good, because guess what happens next? And you might have to move a little, Lovey, this way or to give yourself leg, because now we're going to circle back, out to the side and forward. And back. Out to the side. Oops. And forward. Oh, and you can see what a mess I am. I'm starting to jam into that leg socket again. Yeah. So I've got to connect back to my feet. Maybe you might have to do the same. You might notice if you're using balance, how much more you need it in that moment. Oh, look at you guys working so hard. I love it. Oh my gosh. Good. Now try, Lisa, I want you to take it also, maybe you already did this and I missed it, from back to the outside and forward. Yeah, and the reason I want that one is because this is a deceleration moment. We have to slow down in both directions. Coming forward and back is a power moment, right? That's a wah, get that strap back. So everyone should feel ready for a little break. If you take your straps off your feet, your legs should feel very much work, like deli. Oh shoot, I forgot to let you have your swing. So please feel free to take the swing for that standing leg because it will feel good. Let it just swing free. And then you can play with internal rotation, which to me feels like a hip stretch, and external rotation, which is an inner thigh stretch. Yeah. There you go. Good. Feel good? Yes. And then we'll put those straps down. I didn't realize how late it was. Last time I looked, we had 15 more minutes. We're going to take an adductor stretch because the back of your adductors should be on, this whole line on, right? That's it. Now from there, lift your ball your foot up, take your toe, point it to the sky, sit back a little more. Just get a little from the back side of your leg there. Good. And then just easy peasy, come to the other side. Good. Pull your tail back. Imagine your femur socket is pulling away from your femur, the top of your leg at the hip. Good. And then you can lift your toe and rotate it toward the sky. And this nice back inner thigh line. And then feeling these inner ham. All these, yeah, right through there. Good. I hope today was helpful, illuminating. Oh, good. Bring your hands back to center, spines long. See how long you can walk your feet out for. And just let your tail stay lifted. Then see if you can push back a little, hold onto the ground, and then come forward a little bit. So this is like spider on the reformer. Just that little rock, easy peasy, forward and back. Good, yep. And then we'll gently walk those feet back in. When they're a little bit wider than your hips, drop your tail down. Good, and then round up through your spine. And then walk those feet in. Good. All right, reach up to the corner. And then up to the other corner. Good, and then back to center. Push those hands out. Very nice, everybody. I hope you go through feeling all floaty through your hips and midsection. Yes, I hope it was helpful. I really do. I wanted to kind of get you guys to make that connection.